How many people do you know who earn over £100,000 or $100,000 per year? Now, how many people do you know who have saved or invested £100,000 or $100,000 per year? In this video, we are going to discuss why the first 100,000 is so difficult. Once upon a time, there was a man named Jack who dreamed of earning £100,000. He worked hard every day, putting in long hours at his job and trying to save as much money as he could. However, no matter how hard he tried, it always seemed like he was just barely scraping by. Bills and unexpected expenses always seemed to eat up any extra money he managed to save, leaving him feeling frustrated and discouraged. As he struggled to earn his first £100,000, Jack began to understand why it was so difficult. The first £100,000 is often the hardest to earn because it requires a lot of effort, dedication, and time to achieve. In the beginning, Jack had to work extra hard to build up his skills and knowledge so that he could earn a higher salary. He also had to learn how to manage his finances wisely so that he could save as much money as possible and put it towards his goal of £100,000. But even after he had achieved some success, Jack found that maintaining his income and continuing to save was a constant struggle. Unexpected expenses, emergencies, and setbacks all threatened to derail his progress and force him to start over. Despite the difficulties he faced, Jack refused to give up. He kept working hard, making sacrifices, and staying focused on his goal. And eventually, after many years of struggle and perseverance, he finally earned his first £100,000. Looking back on his journey, Jack realized that the first £100,000 had been so hard to earn because it required a combination of hard work, dedication, and smart financial management. But he also knew that the lessons he had learned along the way would serve him well in the future, as he continued to strive for even greater success and financial stability. Earning £100,000 is the first hurdle, but saving and investing £100,000 is a whole different ball game. Jack had always been interested in the stock market and had done his research on different investment options. He was ready to take a risk and put his money to work. He spent countless hours analyzing different stocks and deciding which ones would be the best investment for him. He knew that he wanted to diversify his portfolio, so he invested in predominantly index funds. The market was volatile, and there were times when Jack's investments didn't perform as well as he had hoped. But he stayed patient and didn't panic during the dips. He believed in his research and held on to his investments. Over time, Jack's portfolio began to grow. The investments he had made began to yield returns, and his portfolio value grew well beyond his initial investment. He continued to make smart investment decisions, reinvesting the returns and earning even more money. Jack knew that investing his £100,000 had been a risky move, but he also knew that it had paid off. He had taken a chance, done his research, and had come out on top. As his wealth grew, Jack felt a sense of financial freedom that he had never experienced before. He was able to travel more, pursue new hobbies, and give back to his community in ways that he never thought possible. How did Jack manage to save and invest this amount of money? 1. He created a budget. Jack knew that he needed to be mindful of his spending in order to save money. He created a monthly budget that included all of his expenses, such as rent, bills, and groceries, and set aside a certain amount each month for savings. 2. He automated his savings. Jack made saving money a priority by automating his savings. He set up an automatic transfer each month from his current account to his savings account, so he didn't have to think about it. 3. He made smart investments. Jack spent a lot of time researching different investment options, before deciding where to put his money. He chose to invest it in index funds to lower the risk and achieve the average yearly return of 7%. 4. He reinvested his returns. When Jack started earning returns on his investments, he didn't just spend the money. Instead, he reinvested the returns, which allowed him to grow his portfolio even more. 5. He took advantage of employer benefits. Jack's employer offered a retirement plan, which allowed him to save money on a pre-tax basis. He contributed a portion of his paycheck to the plan each month, which helped him save even more money. 6. He lived below his means. Jack didn't try to keep up with the Joneses. Instead, he lived below his means and was mindful of his spending. He avoided unnecessary expenses, such as eating out or buying expensive clothes, and put the money he saved towards his savings and investments. Looking back on his journey, Jack realized that investing his £100,000 had been the smartest financial decision he had ever made. It had not only helped him grow his wealth, but had also opened up new opportunities and possibilities in his life. Let's address the elephant in the room. Why is the first £100,000 so hard to actually save? The first £100,000 is often the hardest to earn because it requires a lot of effort, discipline, and time to accumulate. Here are some reasons why. 1. Starting from scratch. When you're just starting out, you often have little to no savings or assets to build on. This means you have to work hard to build up your income and savings from scratch, which can take time and effort. 2. Limited income. In the beginning, your income may be limited, especially if you are just starting your career. This means that it can be challenging to save a significant amount of money each month when you have bills and expenses to pay. 3. High expenses. When you are just starting out, you may have higher expenses than you will later in life. For example, you may need to pay for education, housing, or childcare, which can eat into your savings. 4. Unexpected expenses. When you're just starting out, unexpected expenses can be a major setback. For example, a car repair or a medical emergency can wipe out your savings and set you back financially. 5. Lack of financial knowledge. When you're just starting out, you may not have a good understanding of personal finance or investing. This can make it challenging to make smart financial decisions and build wealth over time. All of these factors can make it difficult to accumulate the first £100,000. However, with discipline, hard work, and smart financial planning, it is possible to achieve this goal over time. And once you have built up your savings and investments, it can become easier to grow your wealth and achieve financial stability. But such is the power of compound interest. After the first £100,000, it is much easier. For example, to reach your first £100,000 with a yearly contribution of £5,000 and a 7% annual return, it would take 21 years and 2 months. But to go from £100,000 to £200,000 with the same contributions and rate of average return, it would take just 11 years and 10 months. This is the power of compound interest with larger sums of money. Are you curious about wealth to set yourself up for financial freedom? In the description under this video, I have included links to my favorite books to achieve this. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're like me and curious about wealth, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more personal finance and investing content. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Until next time, happy investing.